The way to get started in life is to quit talking and begin doing. Welcome to Get Started with Philip Agboola.
About 3 weeks ago, if I can remember. So this evening we're doing it live on IG, okay? We're doing it live on IG. Let's blow IG up. Glory to God. All right. So I'm just going to give you a little background of what we're about doing right now. Okay, it's something that is has been impressing my heart, how to reach out to people, particularly the upwardly mobile people, particularly the young at heart and the young people, how to get them started in the right direction in life. Okay, in life you don't have to be inactive. You need to break that law of inertia, right? Break that law of inertia and make the necessary change, make the necessary movement you need to make in life. Okay, now this life is characterized with ups and downs. We have quite a number of ups and downs in this life. Okay, like I rightly said 2 weeks ago in one of the webinars I hosted with Oladapo from Manchester, I made a mention of a quote from Sam Adeyemi that said that if you fail, failure is different. When you fail at a particular task or at a particular project, it's regarded as failure as an event, not failure as a person. That you fail doesn't necessarily means that you are a failure as a person. Okay, so failure is part of the journey. Okay, failure is part of the journey. That you fail doesn't mean you are a failure. Okay, so you just need to learn how to do it again and not fall in the same pit and not fall in the same way that you felt the last time. Okay, so you need to really from time to time analyze yourself. From time to time you need to improve on yourself. From time to time you need to re-strategize. That's the word I've been looking for. You need to re-strategize. Okay, like Tony Robbins said something. He said constantly evaluate your present effort. Okay, constantly evaluate your present effort. So this evening we're going to be dishing out quite a number of strategies on how you can survive. Okay, survivor is good. Okay, everybody need to survive. Everybody need to hustle. If you permit me to use that word, everybody need to survive. Everybody need to hustle. But beyond survivor, you need to thrive. Beyond survivor, you need to move from survivor. You need to move to significance. You need to. All right, so that's what we're going to be talking about this evening: how to survive and how to transit you from the level of survivor to the level of being relevant, to the level of thriving, to the level of significance rather in life. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to get started very soon. Emo is going to join us very soon. All right, nice to see you. I saw Reverend BC Afolaya, thank you for joining. Jide Ogunji, thank you for joining. All right, Mrs. Sufonja, thank you for joining. Grace Ayedun, thank you for joining. Ebu Big Grace, thank you for joining. My man Joseph, thank you for joining. Oba Inspire, thank you for joining. And quite a number of people. All right, thank you for joining. Okay, so my guest tonight is going to be Mo Oladapo. Mo Oladapo is a certified life coach. Okay, he's a certified life coach, a trained management consultant, a brand strategist, and a motivational speaker. He has worked with individuals and organizations, helping them to achieve top performance by unleashing their greatest potential to do and to be more. Okay, to do and to be more. Is part of the member of the Life Coaches Association of Nigeria, an alumnus of the prestigious Lagos Business School as LBC, and Mo sits on the advisory board of a number of businesses, charities, and is a faculty member of a listed training firm, and also is currently the principal consultant of Lomi Executive Training and the lead coach of the Mo Oladapo company. So I and him, we're going to be doing justice to all of the things we have to do tonight. Okay, so Thank you for joining Wisdom. Thank you for joining Dan. Thank you for joining Flame Joy. All right. So survivor. Everybody needs to survive. Okay, everybody needs to survive in this present world, especially in this post-COVID. Everybody needs what? To survive. Okay, and beyond you surviving, you need to transit from survivor to relevance. Okay, I've been through ups and downs in life, and there are quite a number of things I've deployed, some strategies I've deployed, which I'm going to be sharing that also of how I was able to survive. Relationship wise, I was able to survive. Financially, how I was able to survive. Spiritually, how I was able to survive. And socially, having that social support. At a point in my life, I was depressed. At a point in my life, I was to myself reserved. I was having quite a number of low self-esteem, but I took myself out. I took a journey out of that. Loneliness and all that. How I was able to do all of that. That's what I'm going to be sharing after Emo shares all of his thoughts tonight. That's what I'm going to be sharing. Now, you need to be happy in this life. Okay? Number one thing is that you need to be happy in this life. And you have to take ownership of your life. Take ownership of your life. Okay, like my mentor, one of my mentors usually said, he said, if you fail in this life, it's your fault. And if you succeed in this life, it's all your fault. Okay, if you fail, if you succeed, it's your fault. Okay, it's not a fault of your dad, it's not a fault of your pastor, it's not a fault of your mentor or your instructor, it's not a fault of your uncle or your auntie. If you succeed in this life, it's your fault. And if you fail in this life, it's your fault. Okay, so everything rises and falls on yourself. So you need to take ownership of your life. You need to survive. But beyond survivor, you need to thrive. You need to translate from, this survivor mentality onto a significance mentality, onto a relevance mentality. So no option for failing. You don't have any option. The only option you have in this life is to succeed. If you see yourself that would be great. So the only option you have in this life is to succeed. No option for failure. No option for you to be downcast. No option for you to depress. No option at all for you to lose it, to throw in the towel. No, not at all. The only option you have is to succeed. It's to succeed. The only option you have is to succeed. So, the only option you have is to succeed. So, success is part of it. Okay, Emo is in the house. All right. So, all right. To the house, Emo. All right, Emo. Right, it's coming up. Waiting for him, connecting and all that.
Philip. Hey, what's going on, man?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm pumped up. Thank you for having me, man.
You're pumped up. You're pumped up.
Too much.
I like that. Survivor strategies. We've had quite a number of people who attended the Zoom session like 3 weeks ago, and it was the bomb. It was the bomb. And there was this particular statement you mentioned 3 weeks ago that it's not a crime for you to fail. If you fail, pick up yourself. Try another route. Okay, not just try another route again, but try another route. We're going to start from there. I've made an introduction about you, so we're just going to start from there. So we get the ball rolling and get started right away. So Emo, the floor is open. After you, I pick up. All right. So let's get started.
Okay. So welcome everybody, and thank you for joining. We're talking about survival strategy, and we said a couple of very powerful things at the last session that really, made, that session worthwhile for everybody. One of the key statements that I made was that, yes, try again, but try another route. A lot of people are stuck because they're trying to try the same thing. Yes, it's still the same thing, but the strategy can be different. You can try another route. It's still the same goal, but you're just taking another route to that goal. And it's very important because we have seen a lot of people that say, one day it go better, but there are people who it never got better for them. It never got better. Some people were born in poverty and they said, you know what, our fathers were poor, we were going to make it. But they too never made it. So it is not a guarantee that because you had a rough past, your present or your future is going to be good. If you don't know what to do, and sometimes what you should do is take another route. The road people are going through that is not working, you should look at it and say, listen, this place is not working. Let's try another route. That goal you want to achieve, there's another way to do it. There's another way to go about it. And so Philip and I were talking to them, and I said, I have so much to say to you tonight about surviving. Now, here is the thing about survival. Survival is only a means to an end. I want you to write that down. Survival is only a means to an end. You are never meant to live on survival mode all your life. If you have been living on survival mode last 10 years and you are still living on survival mode in this dispensation, something is definitely wrong. You're only meant to survive as long as the storm lasts. After the storm, you are meant to thrive. You are meant to pick up from where you are stuck or where you have been stuck. So have it in your mind that you are never meant to survive all through your life. It's only a means to an end. Having said that it's a means to an end, it means that you are surviving because there is a plan to execute. Yeah. So if you don't have a plan from the beginning, my brother, you will survive till you die. It's a plan. It's because you know that the plan you have and that you want to execute will work. That is why you need to survive the hard times. That is why you need to survive the storm, because there is a plan. So I want to ask you a question. Hey, sir, hey, ma. What is the plan you have that after survival mode you are going to execute? So if there's no plan in place, you will keep on surviving. And this plan we are talking about, I call it a strategic plan. A strategic plan is a plan that answers these 5 major questions. And I'm going to break it down to you. The question of what, the question of where, the question of when, the question of who, and the question of how. You see, if you can answer this, if your plan does not have an answer for these 5 basic critical areas, you are always going to be on survival mode because you have not determined when should you take certain actions. When is important. When is important. Listen, as the pandemic is beginning to, as the curve of the coronavirus is beginning to dwindle, a lot of companies, a lot of individuals are beginning to roll out their plan because in their strategic plan, they were able to answer when is the best time to bring out this idea. And they said, when the pandemic is over. You have got to ask yourself, when is the right time to roll out that idea? When is the right time? That when is a question of timing. I was preaching yesterday at our conference. We had a conference, and I told people the difference between people who have succeeded and the people who haven't is a question of timing. A question of timing. If you can't get your timing right, you're always going to be missing opportunities. And when you miss opportunities, guess what? You're always going to be in survival mode. You ask somebody, what's up? Man, I'm just surviving. And just why? Because that person fails to recognize that there's a timing for everything. Listen, there is a timing to go big. Yeah. Philip, there is a time to go big. They will get to a point where, as talented as you are, if you don't go big, whatever talent you have will not hit the nail. People will be able to realize and see that you are talented, but they will ask themselves this question: why hasn't it gone big? Because that person has failed to realize there's a timing to go big. It's a question of when. It must be in your strategic plan. Number 2, you must answer the question, who? Who must I connect with for me to experience my next level? If not, you are always going to be surviving. You're always going to be surviving. I and Philip, we have connected together for a long time. I mean, I don't need anybody to tell me that Philip is a help of destiny in my journey of life. Because I connected with him. So there are people that Philip knows that I need to connect with. But I will not connect with them until I connect with Philip. Hear this, very important. There are people you need to connect with now. while we are in this pandemic, so that as the pandemic is going, these people will remember you, my brother. And you might not connect with them until you begin to become visible. People are not becoming visible. You are not doing anything on your social media. You are not doing anything concerning those ideas you have. How would you see those people? How would those people see you? So you need to ask yourself, who do I need to connect with in this time for me to be able to go out of survival mode? Number 3, you need to ask yourself, where do I need to start playing? Where do I need to start playing? Because you need to be visible. And the area of environment is so important. Some of us, what we need to do is just to change the environment. Listen, Philip, you know, on social media, the different platforms have different values. Yeah. LinkedIn has different value. Facebook has different value. Yeah. It depends on where you want to play at. Yeah. Philip, there are people on LinkedIn that I have as friends. If they make one post, they have about 3,000 likes. How do you get these likes of LinkedIn? I don't know. But on Instagram, they have about 1,000 followers. And when they post, they have about 20-something likes. These guys have recognized that for the value that they are giving, LinkedIn is the place. You must ask yourself, where must I be playing right now? What network should I be playing in right now? Recently, I joined a network called the Leadership Tribe. They have about 22,000 people. Philip, 22,000 people. That is 22,000 potential clients for me, Philip. Nobody needs to tell me that I need to be playing in that place. I need to be posted there. I need to be visible on that platform. There is another platform, I'm sure so many people know, it's called Head Start Africa. Head Start Africa has about 154,000 members. It's been owned by John Obidi. Nobody needs to tell you that that is 154,000 potential clients for you. 154,000 potential customers for you. Where should you be playing in right now? If not, you will always be in survival mode. Number 3, another question you need to ask yourself, very important, is your why. You need to ask your why. A very crucial, what is your compelling reason? Sometimes you need to go back to why you need to survive. Why you need to survive. Because there is a goal in mind. That goal will always push you to take action. That goal will always push you to make the required sacrifices. For a lot of people, Philip, do you know why some people are still in survival mode? There is no why in place. Yeah. There's no reason they need to come out of obscurity. There is no reason they need to break out. There is no reason why they need to go big. When they look into the future, they have not painted a picture of a future that pushes them every day. So there's no why in place. You need to ask yourself, what's the why? Of course, you know that I have a big why. There is a big why I've written down that pushes me to do what I do every day. Every day, every day. I must hit my why. And that is what is making me always push out from survival mode. Because you see, you cannot be your best in survival mode. Your talent cannot be the best in survival mode. Yeah. It's like you are in hustling mode. Listen, if you're going to thrive, you cannot be in hustling mode. Look at Steve Harris, Jimmy Terry, all those big guys. They are not in hustling mode. They are not hustling. They are at a point where they are gliding in their talent. So the faster you leave survival mode, the faster you leave hustling mentality. I was, we had Life Coaches Association event, and Larry Olishona was telling us something very important. He said, when you have a client who wants you to coach them, and if those clients are very intelligent and are very exposed, they can tell when this coach is hustling. You know, when you're telling them, I can do this, I can do that, some people can sniff out bullshit from what you're saying. Yeah. They can just tell this guy is still surviving. This guy is still trying to hustle. And nobody wants to give their money to a hustler because you are not definite about what you can produce. So you need to leave survival mode and get into what I call a master mode. A master mode is a mode where you are a master of what you do. You maneuver your environment. You will maneuver the things that come to you. You must become a master. in what you do. And that is, you must have that why in front of you. Why am I doing this? When people come to me and say, oh, we wanted to coach you, and then we keep talking, I don't discuss price first. People who discuss price first are people who are still in survival mode. You get to them and you are talking, and they say, oh, please, how much will it take for you to coach me? And quickly you say, 100,000. My brother, you are in survival mode. You are still trying to survive. And there's nothing wrong in surviving, but you should be planning to leave that survival mode. I never discuss price with you on my first day. On my first day, I want to get to know you. I want to get to know what I can do for you. I want to get to know who you truly are. And then I will tell you, I will get back to you. Why do I say I'll get back to you? I need to determine what kind of person you are. If you're the kind of person that can afford my fee, a lot of the times you have given out your value to people who can't afford it. And then they have made a mess of your value. So you need to reach a state where you are in master mode. Not just surviving, master mode. Master mode. You need to master your craft, master your skill, master your environment, master your delivery technique. And then you need to ask yourself, what am I going to do after surviving? What am I going to be doing? A lot of people have not really decided what they really want to do with their lives. And that's why you keep surviving from one to the next, one stage to the next, because the what is not clear. Do you want to be a life coach? Do you want to be an entrepreneur? Do you want to go to real estate? Hey, guy, make up your mind. What do you really want to do? What is the what? As long as the what is not clear, you will always keep surviving from one job to the next. People go from one job to one job. Today, they are working for one company. The other day, they are working for another company. You can just tell these guys are just trying to survive. In fact, they will tell you themselves. They'll say, Philip, man, I'm just trying to survive. I'm just trying to survive, because the what is not clear. And that's why a lot of you guys need to talk to coaches like us. You need to talk to coaches to help you see clearly what you truly should be doing. We are not going to tell you what you should be doing. We're just going to give you a simple technique that will help you to realize what you should be doing with your life. And then the final question you need to ask in your strategic plan to move from survival mode to master mode is the question of how. Philip, how do I get out of survival mode? Philip, how do I go big? Philip, how do I break the limitations of visibility? How do I break and penetrate into my industry? How do I get my name to the top list? How do I do it? The how is what is making a lot of people go crazy, frustrating people. How do I do it? I was frustrated for a lot of years until I found out that there was a how. Philip, I was seeing a lot of people that I looked up to, they were getting invitations, requests to train banks. And I always wanted to go and talk to banks and talk to the big organizations. All I was doing then, Philip, was talking to small churches. And you know, when you go and talk to small churches, they'll give you the God bless you handshake. You know that God bless you handshake? Some of them, they give you a nylon bag with juice and fried plantain. I said, thank you for coming.
I got that on Thursday. I got that on Thursday.
They give you a good of rice. I'm not saying that is bad, but listen, there is a time where you need to get the commensurate value for your talent.
Yeah.
There is a time. And if you have not really understood it, you will always be in survival mode. You will always beg people to appreciate you for your talent. You will always look for reasons to justify your price. Because you are still surviving. You are still hustling. So guys, we need to get out of survival mode. One thing you can do is, how do I do it? So I realized that there was a path to take, Philip. I didn't know that you had to be certified as a trainer to get to the point where organizations can trust you with their training, objective and their goals. I just thought that as much as you can talk as a motivational speaker, you just give a proposal. They are not interested in motivational talks. Yeah. They are interested in time-tested training techniques that can enhance performance and increase revenue. Yeah. So they don't care, and that's why they can pay these big trainers 5 million, 10 million for 3-4 days training. How do these guys do it? These guys make more money than people that work in the MTN. That wait for 30 days to collect their paycheck. Just 3, 4, 5 days trading, they've made 10 million, some 15 million trading oil and gas. So there is a how to do it. While you are struggling, while you are there is a how to keep being booked for gigs. From one gig to the other gig, you are being booked. You have a calendar of your itinerary where people have booked you. There is a how, there is a strategy. If you don't master this, you will keep on surviving. You will just keep on surviving, trying to survive, trying to survive, trying to survive. And the moment you survive, I've told you, your talent cannot grow in survival mode. Your best cannot come out in survival mode. Your best will always wait until the coast is clear. Your talent will always wait until the coast is clear. And as long as the coast is not clear, your talent, your gift, your expertise, your true value will not come out. Yeah, Philip?
Yeah. All right. Okay. So I have this acronym for survivor. This acronym for survivor, and the S stands for seize the moment. Just like we're talking about seizing opportunity, making the best of every opportunity.
Yeah, bro.
Now, every opportunity that comes at you, you need to seize it. You need to maximize moment or opportunity. So the S stands for seize opportunity or seize the moment. Now, the U stand for use all of you. Pour your energy into it.
My God, I love that.
Pour
use all of
everything. Your heart, your head, your body, everything. Push it out. We're talking about survival strategies now. You need to hustle. You need to survive. After
you need to push yourself.
You need to thrive.
Yeah.
And translate yourself. Talking about the shift right now. So you need to use all of you, your energy, your talent, your senses, everything, all the skills you've got, all of the experience you've got, as if your whole life depends on it. Push yourself, use all of you. That's what the U stand for. Okay.
Let me add to that U. That's on that U.
All right.
I saw somebody's talk, and what he was saying is that a lot of us, we are not present in our present.
Okay.
I don't forget that you are not present in your present. So, for example, you just said use your all.
Yes.
Some of us, we are not giving it our all with being present in the moment.
Yes.
See, I can tell when somebody does a work. I can tell when they pour their all into it. I can tell when somebody did it without distraction, when they with all of their heart. That is why a lot of people are not coming out of survival mode, because when they're in survival mode, they're not putting in everything they've got. You are not present.
Because
a lot of people.
Emo.
Yeah.
Now, do you know a lot of people do things with their head, not with their hearts?
Head,
what I'm talking about is use your head and use your heart.
Together.
Let your employer see your heart. Let your pastor see your heart. Let your mentor see your heart.
Yeah.
Put your energy, everything inside of it. So go on, Emo.
So just to add to that, because the things I do, when I look at them and I'm like, man, this is not working. Sometimes we need to ask ourselves this very critical question.
Yeah.
Did you put your all into it? Did you truly do all that you were supposed to do? So, for example, you want to run a program and you're like, I want this program to be successful online. Ask yourself this question. Did you take advantage or did you leverage all possible marketing channels? So I have this client and they did a program and the program wasn't as successful as it should be. I was asking them a question. I said, did you post? We posted. Good. Did you share to groups? Oh, we shared to groups. Good. Did you ask other people to share on their status? Oh, we did that. I asked the final question just to let you know. Yeah. I said, did you run sponsored ad? Oh, we forgot. Listen, sometimes we say life is not fair, but sometimes you need to ask yourself this question. Did you really do everything you were supposed to do? Did you pour it out? Come on.
Yeah.
You have been staying in this level for so long, you have stayed too long for you not to do all that is required. To move out. If you're going to survive out of that mode, you're going to do everything it takes. Everything it takes, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so after the U, we've talked about the S, the U, then we have the R. The R talks about remember where you are right now. Don't deny
remember where
you are right now. Don't deny your present situation. It's a reality, yes, we know. It's a fact, yes, we know. But you shouldn't remain at that point. You are seeking for a job right now, yes, we know. You're an employee right now, yes, we know. Remember where you are on the way to where you're going. Because where you are right now is going to serve as an indicator. You're going to look back and thank God or thank yourself also for where you are going. So remember where you are right now. Look at where you're staying right now. Remember that state. Thank God for that state. Thank yourself for that state where you are right now on the way to where you're going. So remember where you are, all right?
Powerful.
The V talks about vanquish your fear.
Vanquish. I like the use of that word. Vanquish your fear. Vanquish it.
Vanquish your fear. You need to kill that fear. You need to break the law of inertia. You need to stop being inactive. You need to stop being afraid. As a matter of fact, do it afraid.
Do it afraid.
Do it afraid. Emma, pick up on that one. Do it afraid.
you know, one of the things I help people do as a coach is to face their fears and own their fears, because that fear is your fear. It's nobody's fear. It's your fear. Own it. It's your fear. Until you've owned it, you can dissolve it. Right? Because until listen. Until you defeat your fear, you cannot emerge. You can't. There's nobody that has emerged still wearing the cloth of fear. You have got to take it off. You have got to defeat your fear. And you know, there are 3 domains of fear. Number one, it is the fear of starting. A lot of people have the fear of starting. They can't start. They don't have that motivation to start. Number two, it is the fear of not finishing what you started. A lot have that fear. We don't want, because you don't want people to mock you. You don't want to feel like a failure. So you rather not start. Then the third fear is the most common fear everybody faces. I know we face it at some point. We still face it even at some time. The fear of what will people say. You see that fear? Oh my God. I don't know. I don't know why we are so concerned about what people will say, other people's opinion. Too many talented people are there right now who should have been somebody great. But what do people say? What do people say? Because
why?
Because you know, people have known you like this. But see, what will require you to survive and to thrive? Sometimes, you know, when I said take another route, sometimes it may mean that you have got to go in another character. Another character that people have not seen you. Sometimes that character, okay, so for example, right? Philip, you know, you were telling us about the survival strategy in the last session that you were running your own business. You were an entrepreneur. You were doing well as an entrepreneur. But some things crashed. And you were not afraid to say, you know what, I need to pick up a 9-to-5 job. Picking up a 9-to-5 job, to people we say, what? 9-to-5 job? Philip, I thought you were bigger than this, but no, you know the plan. You know, that's why I said that until you have a plan, you keep on surviving. You know the plan, that the plan is not to die in a 9-to-5 job. The plan is to survive all through until you get to the other side. And for you to get to the other side, you may need to take a 9-to-5 job. So you didn't care what people will say. You didn't care. You are trying to survive, and for you to survive, you're going to take a 9-to-5 job because there is a plan. There is a plan in place.
Yeah.
So don't start thinking what will people say. No, it's your life.
Okay,
If you,
Emo, sorry for cutting you short there.
yeah.
Now, this issue about one of the strategy of me, being a social entrepreneur and things we're not looking back. So I took a 9-to-5 job. Now, I know of someone who is presently a social entrepreneur. Back in those days, he was a social entrepreneur. He was on radio. He was doing trainings. He was doing programs and all that. He would talk about how to fire your boss in 10 minutes, how to do this and all that. But all of a sudden, this guy stopped all of these things and we found out that this guy has got a job. He moved from the city he went to Lagos and got a job. And a lot of people were like, no, this guy misled us. It misguided us and all that so. But he has a plan. And now this guy got a job within the space of 5-6 years. He was able to survive and build capacity. And he's back to what he was doing then on a big scale.
Come on now.
As I'm speaking right now, the guy is in the US right now, connecting to whole world on AI, artificial intelligence, and all that, doing great stuff.
That's it.
Having a plan.
Okay? There must be a plan. If not a plan, you will keep surviving.
Yes.
The problem is not surviving. The problem is there's no plan.
Exactly.
There is no problem in struggling and hustling. That's the problem. The problem is what's the plan to get out of it. There's no problem in staying in one room. You're trying to survive. But what's
the transition plan? What's the transition plan?
A woman does not have a problem in saying yes to you when you are broke. But see, what is the plan to give her the life that that she deserves? What's the plan?
Exactly.
It's the plan that is missing. See, when we do goal setting, people don't. So, I'm going to come to goal setting, but let you finish. Philip. I have a lot to say.
Okay. Vanquish your fear. So the I talks about improvise.
Good. I love that, man.
Improvise. If this is not working, improvise. Have a plan B.
Have
a plan B. If A is not working, have a plan B. Improvise. You need to hustle. You need to survive. You need to learn how to improvise on things.
Talk to me, man.
The V also, after the I, the V talks about value living, value your life.
Oh, that is why you're surviving, because you value your life. I like that. people who are surviving
my life like anything. I value my life, my sanity,
I'm telling
my
you.
happiness, my peace of mind. I value my life. So have value for your life.
Talk to me, man.
Have value for your life. Then the A talks about, then you cannot act like a king that you are. Act like a king that you are. Then the L, the final one, talks about living your best. Live your best, transit from good to better, then from better, live your best. Live your best. You've got only one life. You don't have a duplicate. Give your
just one life. I'm telling you. Philip, let me tell you something. Sometimes I look at my life, I said, listen, I don't want to be working and hustling when I'm 50, 55, 60. I don't want to be trying to, get by at that time. All I can do now I'm young, I put everything right now. All the risk that you want to take it right now.
Yes.
Fail right now. I was talking to one of my friends. He said, failure, in fact, I tell people failure the first step. All I tell people is fail quickly. Because you can't afford to be failing later. Fail quickly now. Take the risk now. Host that event now. Let it flop now. Write that book now. Let it flop. Do everything now. Live the best life now. Don't get to the stage of your life where you regret you could have done this. You could have done that. Because the truth sometimes is, Philip, have you ever noticed this thing? Maybe it happened to you in school. When you are in class and the teacher comes in and asks a question, you know the answer, but you never. But somebody who is not as intelligent as you are would say it jokingly, and he got the answer correct. And you who knew the answer Oh my God, you'll be like, why didn't I say it? What is wrong with talented people? Why do we do this all the time? Listen, the worst is people will laugh at you. The worst is people will say, oh, but that is it. You keep on going because you never know when you hit it. You never know the tipping point. You get it? So people, you need to see, while you are surviving, live the best, because when the survival mode is over, right, all you have is all that you had invested in your survival mode. So for example, when you're surviving, you're going to take responsibility for your life. You're going to take responsibility for everything that's happened. And there are 3 domains of responsibility. Let me share this very quickly. 3 domains. If not, you will always be in survival mode. For you to get out of survival mode, you're going to take responsibility that you are surviving. Number 1, you're going to take responsibility for the things you got right in your survival mode. And when you do that, what you do, you acclaim the victory to yourself. Because you are taking responsibility. Number 2 domain of responsibility is that you're going to take responsibility for the things you did not get right. And this is where people try to give excuses. Listen, or they try to blame other people rather. Listen, if when you are in survival mode and you're blaming other people for where you are, you're never going to live in survival mode. You always remain there. Why didn't you do it? Oh, it was this person that didn't give me opportunity. It was this person that didn't help me. It was because the economy was bad. You will always be trying to survive. Listen, you always blame people. So you have to take responsibility for what did not work. The 3rd domain of responsibility is take responsibility for what should be working. There are some things that should be working in your life. This is where you should not be giving excuses. Excuses will excuse you out of your destiny. There's some things that you should say, listen, this should be working at your level at this time. This thing should be working. You should be able to do certain things at this stage of your life. That is what will bring you to the next level of your life. Listen, Philip, as an entrepreneur, at a particular stage, you should not be complaining of capital. Capital is very basic. At a level, you should not be complaining of marketing. At a level, you should not be complaining of customer service. There are certain levels that you should have gone past by now. If you look at the stage where you are, that's the reason why we are still surviving. There are certain things we should have conquered by now. Certain habits we should have conquered by now. At this stage, if you're not able to wake up early to plan your day and to do the necessary things, you will keep on repeating the status quo. The same thing. At this stage, you should have conquered yourself by now. Master yourself. At this stage, you should take responsibility for the thing that should be working. It should be working.
Emo, sorry for cutting you short. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I outlined 5 things, 5 aspects of your life you need to master. Number one. Your social life, your social support, the people you mingle with, your social support, the people around you that influence your thinking, that shape your thinking, the people you talk to, discuss with, and share ideas together. Number 2, your financial life, you need to master that.
You need to master your money, man.
You need to master that. Then number 3, your health life, you need to master that. You need to master that. Then number 4, your spiritual life, you need to master that.
Very important. Okay? Very important.
Create an atmosphere, all right, for yourself. Then number 5, your career. Your career, social, financial, health, spiritual, and career. So you need to master yourself. Have a master degree in self-mastery.
I like that. Master degree in self-mastery. Master degree in self-management. For real. See, that number 1 question you asked, right?
Okay.
That's social life.
Yes.
I choose my circle very deliberately. I go to every place all the time. I don't do it. People send me links. Oh, join our Zoom. Join our Zoom. I'm telling you, if I don't see the value of what that's going to do to me, I'm not going to join your Zoom. no apologies. I'm not going to join you because my time is so precious. I want to be able to network with the people that are a reflection of my plan. Did you get that? The people in your life, there must be a reflection of your plan. You know, I spoke about you must have a plan, and the people must be a reflection of your plan.
Yeah.
What is the plan for you to succeed? Those are the kind of people that you must mingle with. When you mentioned your career, like I said the other time, everything in your life rests on the shoulder of your career. Ask yourself, what does it take for my career to move forward?
Yeah.
One of the things that I found out about people, that people are not really clear with what they really want to do. Like, that's the what. You're not really clear of the what. What do I really want to become? So there's somebody I know right now. I thank God for her, and I thank God for the path that she's taking right now. But I'm kind of confused and concerned. She is in the advertising space. I met her in the advertising space, and then I was thinking that she's going to go into more of advertising and stuff. Right now, she is a YouTube coach. She's a YouTube coach, and I'm saying, okay. I mean, I know there are a lot of YouTube coaches, but I don't know. At what point did she decide, I say, you know what, I want to become a YouTube coach? I hope it's something that is in her plan, and it is something that she has seen that there's a future in it, because at some point she may say, oh, I don't think this YouTube coach is working anymore. I'm going to do something else. That's what is keeping a lot of people in survival mode. You must be very clear of what you truly want to do so that you can begin to build and consolidate on it. Because the longer you spend in a field, in a career path, the more your mastery skills enhances. The more I speak, Philip, the more I speak and coach, the more I do these things I do, consult, train, the better I become in it, the more I become a master in it. There is a principle that says if you spend 10 hours doing a thing, you become a master in it. 10 hours. 10,000 hours, sorry, 10,000 hours. You become a master in it. There is another saying that says whatever you do 21 days consecutively, you become a master in it. So the longer you stay in a place, you become a master in it. But here is the thing, Philip. People are staying in the place that they know that are not a reflection of their long-term plan. So because it's not your long-term plan, you keep jumping and jumping and jumping. And that's why you have not built mastery skills.
And also, people are comfortable with the status quo.
Comfortable with the status quo.
With being normal. They are comfortable with being okay with what they have right now. But the two questions I have that I want to ask people right now is, number one, what is your plan? Then number two, what is your route of escape?
Route of
escape from survivor. Because yes, you need to be survivor. Survivor will keep you at the normal level, will keep you at the status quo, but you don't have to remain there. What is your plan for the route of escape from that survivor mode? So Emo, pick up on that.
So let me just use this to close, because we have got to run. Yesterday I was talking to somebody, a friend of mine. We had an Instagram live, Kelvin, and he said something very powerful. He said, John Maxwell asked him, I said, what is your personal growth plan? What is your PGP? He said, no, business plan. No, not business plan. What is your personal growth plan? Is it family plan? No, not your family plan. What is your personal growth plan? You know what? One of the, in fact, the only investment you can make in yourself during your stage of survival is personal growth. Because that is the only thing that you can take away from your survival phase, without any hindrance. So let me give you an example. A soldier in the battle, trying to survive the battle, right? Trying to survive the battle. The most important thing he can take out of that battle is not his gun. It's not his backpack. It's not his walkie-talkie. It's not his bombs. The most important thing he can take out of it is his will, his life to survive out of that battle. As long as he can take himself out of that battle and the experiences that he learned and all the things he was exposed to, that is all he needs for him to be able to excel wherever he's going.
Yeah.
Where you are right now, if you are in a job, look here, if you are in a job, you are trying to survive on a job, on a 9-to-5 job. You don't like the job. You know that you are going somewhere else, but you are just staying in that job for a time being. The most important thing you can take out of that job, the most important thing you should invest in the time of that survival is your personal growth. Develop your skill. Go and take certifications. Expose yourself to industry leaders.
Yeah.
Give yourself experiences in places where will add to your personal equity, so that when you leave that survival, right, you begin to thrive at an optimal level. All the things I'm doing today are the things that I learned and I picked up in the days of my survival. How to network with people, how to keep my mind afloat, how to write proposals, how to develop ideas, how to create content, all those things are the things that I invested in, and those are the things that are helping me today. So the most valuable thing that you can do for yourself in the days of your survival is investment in personal growth. Yeah. Investment in personal growth. Number two, just like Philip said, always have an exit strategy. Yeah. Always have an exit strategy. Do you know why you are still where you are? Because you never thought in life that there was a time you need to leave that place. Yeah. That's why you are still there. Always have an exit strategy. When you get into a company, tell yourself, I give myself 5 years and move out. The moment you don't give yourself an exit strategy, you stay longer than you expected. Listen, every time you stay longer than you expected in a place, guess what, Philip? That person begins to expire. Yeah. When you have a product, a drink, or a food, you always see expiry dates. Once that product stays longer on the shelf beyond the expiry date, that thing expires and that thing becomes useless. Yeah. Why are you looking like you are useless or you are not doing or performing at your best? There's supposed to be an exit strategy to take yourself from that level to another level. Yeah. Look, Philip, I'm trying to build a community right now on Facebook. Right now, we are almost about 300 people, 300 top performers on Facebook. That was, I told myself, I said, Mike, you have got to leave the era of hosting live shows to creating a community of like-minded people that will be the recipient and the beneficiary of the talents that you have. Look at John Obidi. John Obidi, came out from the place of just being a digital and social media consultant to a founder of a community, 155,000 people in his community. And because of that community, he's been able to leverage on the people, and he has been able to make himself more visible than any other entrepreneur here in Nigeria or almost in Africa. Because he told himself that at some point, I have to start building a community. At some point, I have to take myself out of this price. See, there must be an exit strategy even for the price that you give people. Yeah. All the while, people have been asking you, what is your price to come and speak? Oh, if I just say 50K, I'll come and speak. You have been collecting 50K for the past 5 years. What is the exit strategy for you to start collecting 500,000? What is the exit? So you need to develop my exit strategy. At this point, I stop doing this. At this point, I start doing this. At this point, I do more of this. At this point, I do less of this. If not, you will always live in survival, and you cannot thrive in survival. Yeah. So, one, have a personal growth plan. Number two, have an exit strategy. Yeah. Philip, I'm gonna go, man.
Okay, so let me conclude with this, because we spent like 50-something minutes now. Now there are different strategies that came in here and there. You mentioned quite a number of things here and there. Okay, now for people listening to me right now, your own strategy, you might need to go and revisit. Your own strategy might be do a business. Your own strategy might be, okay, you need to get a job, all right? Oh, Instagram is going to take us out in the next 2 minutes. All right. So your own strategy might be, okay, get a job, do a business, get a mentor or get a personal coach like me, like MO or any other person you feel is in the line of what you're doing. Some of you might just be the strategy of get a social support, a support group of people who will invest in you, who you share ideas together and all that. Then most importantly also, get a spiritual support. Belong to a spiritual family. All right? Know God for yourself and all that. Okay? So I just gonna shut us out very soon. Thank you everyone for coming. All right.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
A bomb, man.
Philip,
I love you, bro.
Happy tomorrow.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Next week, Saturday by 7 p.m. we're going live again with John Fatomi. You're gonna you mustn't miss that for anything.
Thank you for listening to Get Started with Philip Agboola. For more information, visit www.philipagboola.com or call 0806 622 0040.